An old lady had a scrap Bugatti parked at her home. Since it had no use, she sold it as scrap metal to a young man. Unexpectedly, the young man had the idea to restore it and quickly called a tow truck to take it back. Soon, the car successfully reached its destination. The overall appearance of the car was relatively intact, but because it had been idle for too long, the exterior was completely rusted. At this time, the man used a jack to support the chassis and further inspected the car to see if this supercar, once worth tens of millions, could still start. After lifting the chassis, it was evident that the rust underneath was quite significant, and the car's interior was also severely damaged. Because this Bugatti is quite old, some features are still in the front. The wiring inside the engine compartment was also covered in dust and rust. However, this further sparked Jack's curiosity, so he brought a lot of tools for disassembly. Because the car has been idle for a long time, most of the internal components need to be replaced. With Jack's efforts, the engine was successfully lifted, along with the heavy transmission on the chassis. Since these parts have not been maintained for over 10 years, starting them directly now would cause greater damage. After dismantling the setup, he began to remove some of the simpler attachments, and most of the components are in a replaceable condition. Even if this car can start normally, the overall price will not be too low, because some parts of the exterior are severely rusted. Not only must the rust be removed, but the exterior also needs thorough cleaning. This way, the subsequent refurbishment will yield better results. As long as the basic framework can be preserved, most areas of the chassis can actually be repaired, although the result may not be as good as the original factory condition. After all, restoration can only ensure the appearance is the same as the previous model. The driving feel doesn't need to be considered. As long as the car can be driven out, that proves everything. At this stage, the main focus is on refurbishing the exterior, while the other components are taken to professional repair shops for restoration, like the transmission and engine, which are given to other specialized repair shops. Now, they just need to manually restore the car's exterior. Even if the car doesn't have a W16 engine, it doesn't matter, as long as it still looks like a Bugatti. Everything else is very simple. You can see that under their restoration, the car's appearance has started to regain its original look. For areas with larger dents, applying putty again is not a big issue. Moreover, the exterior restored in this way is particularly smooth. For areas with severe dents or corrosion damage, patch welding is the only way to fill them. Next, they begin the refurbishment of the entire car's exterior. After completing the primer coating, they now move the car indoors to spray the top coat, as the car's appearance heavily depends on the paint. Spraying indoors can effectively reduce dust contamination, resulting in a brighter finish. After all, for cars in this price range, the exterior is generally more important than the interior. With continuous spraying, the car now has a matte blue metallic paint, which looks very textured. After processing, the car paint has now been completely sprayed. After measurement, the entire exterior no longer has major issues. Once the car is sprayed, it is moved outdoors for washing and polishing, making it shinier. Meanwhile, other colleagues have started working on the interior, as the previous interior was in a damaged state, so replacing it with new ones is very necessary. The previously dismantled dashboard is now replicated one-to-one, and some carbon fiber panels are gradually being installed. You can see that the interior now exudes a very combat-like atmosphere. The gearbox and engine that were removed earlier have already begun assembly. Since they have been protected by lubricant all along, there hasn't been much change to the engine and gearbox. After lubricating some vulnerable parts, now it can be assembled. Next, apply sealant to the transmission, and it should be ready to install in the car soon. The custom lower control arm has also arrived smoothly, and the carbon ceramic brake discs are being installed. Finally, the engine is hoisted into place, and all the wiring harnesses are connected. After adding lubricating oil and fuel, Jack returned to the driver's seat and easily started the car. After successfully starting, some parts can now be perfected. After much effort, the car has been successfully refurbished. At this point, check the car for any other faults, and if there are none, it can be taken out for a road test. As expected, a supercar is different, even after being idle for decades. Once refurbished, it is not inferior to current supercars. What do you all think of this refurbished Bugatti?